Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 said on Monday, June 22, 2020, that it has started reviewing the guidelines for lifting of the ban on interstate travels. Speaking at the daily press briefing of the PTF in Abuja, the National Coordinator of the Task Force, Dr. Sani Aliyu, said the roads will be opened when the bus terminali in the country all had COVID-19 preventive measures in place. Aliyu stated this as the PTF chairman, Boss Mustapha, disclosed that the federal government would next week decide on its lockdown policies, including the ban on interstate movements. The PTF coordinator said the guidelines submitted by the Minister of State for Transportation, Gbemisola Saraki, was being reviewed and the roads would be opened as soon as it is safe to do so. He said, "At the moment, we still have restrictions on interstate travel, but we have been linking up with the Federal Ministry of Transportation through the Minister of State for Transportation. They have given us guidelines that they have developed, very detailed guidelines, and we have looked at them, summarized them, and discussed at PTF last week. We have asked the Minister of State for Transportation to please engage with the road transport workers to make sure that the usual garages and parks that we have are ready in terms of guidelines that we have in place, such as physical distancing, reducing the number of passengers per vehicle, and provision of hand-washing facilities, and so on and so forth. And I believe they are already working on this, and hopefully we would be able to open as soon as it is safe to do so." Aliyu, who expressed worry over the lack of compliance with safety protocols and urged states to increase the rates of their COVID-19 testing, also asked them to make laws to make the wearing of masks in public space mandatory. Meanwhile, Mustapha said the federal government would at the end of the month take a crucial decision on the lockdown declared to curtail the spread of COVID-19. Mustapha said, "At the beginning of the month of June, the PTF announced a 1-month period for the implementation of the second phase of eased lockdown. We have continued to monitor developments nationwide in order to take informed decisions at the end of the month. We have exactly 8 days to that point of decision." While answering a question on whether the government might consider a total lockdown again, Mustapha assured Nigerians that the decision that will be taken by month's end would not in any way amount to a change in strategy. He said if there would be a change in strategy, it would be expected to come from the side of Nigerians. From Lagos, this is Tina Timothy, News Express Nigeria Television.